I think that the virtual fencing will really help play a part in simplifying that management and getting us to the point at which we've got those more natural systems. Having a system where we can take down fences and almost become semi-rewilding project, the processes and the behaviour of the livestock will become kind of more natural. I'm Paul Trevor, I'm the Senior Reserves Officer at Rutland Water Nature Reserve, site managed by Leicestershire and Rutland Wildlife Trusts on behalf of Anglian Water. We're a site of scientific interests, a special protection area and a Ramsar site. Rutland Water is about 1,000 acres of wetland, reed beds, wet grasslands, 8 lagoons where we control the water levels, the main reservoir, and woodlands, wildflower meadows, yeah, quite a lot of different habitats. The cattle's role is really to help us maintain the sward to be a beneficial height for the target species that we have on site. It's the most naturalistic way of keeping the habitat in the stage of succession that we're looking for, which is a large open habitat dominated by grasses and various different wetlands. It's biological management of vegetation, and that means that you've got a much higher number of invertebrates associated with it, which then has a much higher number of birds associated with it because it's, you know, that's the food chain, the food web. The cattle and the sheep are the hardest working members of the team. Yeah, they're here 24/7, you know, I'm here 5 days a week, so yeah, they win hands down. The virtual fencing project that we're undertaking here will enable us to expand our grazing into areas that have been notoriously difficult to fence in the past. A lot of the areas remain very wet for large parts of the year, and traditional fencing can be difficult to maintain past 10 to 12 year period. We're a drinking water reservoir, the water levels will go down during the summer months. Some areas become suddenly completely open. Having the virtual fence means that we'll be able to stop the cows from going out onto the shoreline and to somebody else's property. It should enable us to have a more naturalistic approach to our grazing, allowing the animals to use the areas that they want to use at the time of year or the time of day or the time of the season that they want to. The Manil virtual fencing will enable us to spend a lot more time looking at the data around the behaviour of our livestock, and we can then correlate that to some of the other additional surveys that we're doing around invertebrates and bird life. The app is doing that for us. You can see that there's a heat map of where they've been over the last week, and you can really understand what's going on in their preferences to certain parts of the pasture. We looked at what we were spending each year on physical fencing. To set up the Manil virtual fence system costs the same as a year's fencing, so after a year it's paid for itself, but will last multiple years. Do I see a virtual fencing revolutionising conservation? I would say so, yeah, because there's, you know, so many sites where the ideal grazing system has not been able to be used because they're just impossible to fence. Having a virtual fence means that you can now graze areas that you weren't able to contain before. I would recommend Manil to other conservationists because it's an easy system to use and it's helped us achieve our conservation goals.